Hey everybody, we're down in beautiful rural Tucson today, doing a house about 20 miles from Tucson, getting started out here by the street. So this is on street water, city water and city gas. So we have some city connections here. We do have a septic tank on site though. We'll try and locate that here in a little bit. Cool little driveway though. Something's telling me this water box is going to be full of dirt. Quite a nice property up here. Got tons of space. Get some horse action out here. Nice. We're looking at a nice little dip in here though. It's got a little bump. We have to get up in the attic to see what's going on. You've got a nice backyard back here. This thing's beautiful. You don't have to take care of the horses, but you can still look at them. It's perfect. Looking at a little bit of granular loss and pickup in the gutters here. It's not bad though. Roof is super clean. Got vents in the roof. And we have vents for the plumbing system here. All flashed in nicely. Mastic looks good. Man, this backyard is beautiful. That's awesome. And look, a drain. If we follow that back, connects right up to the gutter system on the front side of this house. It's perfect. See, out here in the desert, they know what they're doing. They're collecting their rainwater and using it to water their fruit trees, irrigation. You can see they've plumbed it. That's their drain from their washing machine. They're actually plumbing that gray water out there as well, but this is from the roof runoff in the backyard. That comes underground, shoots right out to those trees. Way smarter idea than just having it dump right at your foundation. These windows are shut. Not only do we have a crack in this one, but you can see all the rust bottom of the window frame in there. Every one of these windows has had some moisture related problem. Tons of it more. We've even got some glass inside there probably from rocks, BBs. You can see the discoloration up there. No, we have got to get somebody in to clean that out. That's a potential fire hazard with all those spider webs in there. Look at those guys. That's crazy. You find all sorts of stuff out here in the desert. Cool blooming barrel cactuses. Paddle cactuses, ocotillo looking cactuses, all over the place. I haven't found any snakes yet, but I swear I can hear them. It's cool out here though. Look at all these. Yeah, some people eat that. Not me. Yeah, it's not just cactus that's gonna kick your ass down here. Just about everything. So I did find an exterior outlet that isn't working here on the east side of the house. There's no power, it's GFCI, but it won't reset. So I'm probably gonna have to swap out this outlet right there anyway. Got foundation vents over here covered up, so if any water pools from the above ground elevation or the higher elevation, if water pools here, at least it isn't gonna go right under the home. That's a good idea. This is one of those conversations we could have about code and having a handrail with only 2 steps. No, it's not code to need a handrail with 2 steps, but I'm a home inspector and I work for the home buyer. So I'm going to recommend the handrail, something to grab onto. So if somebody that has some disability has some difficulty getting up those stairs, it's good to grab onto something and get up those 2 little steps. No, we're not code inspectors, but sometimes we go above code, sometimes we go below code. Just a beautiful property out here in the desert. Nothing special, but that's fine. That's what makes it special. Just nice and clean, bare, no screaming people, no honking horns. Got some fruit trees, got some horses. And you're out here in the desert and you've got a walled in backyard, so you're not worried as much about critters getting over the fence. That is a cool cactus growing right over the wall. That looks like creeping Jenny almost. Another cool barrel cactus. Some more cactus back here, some aloe vera. Little sitting bench. You know, like I said, it's basic, but man, this is what happiness is made out of. Look at that. I couldn't give you two better shades of green and blue. That's about perfect right there. It's probably really hard to see that in this bright light, but that is a hot neutral reverse. That red light and the middle orange light comes on. So that just means that the hot and the neutral wires got twisted around in there. That's an electrician. Needs to come out here and fix that. And this one here has an open ground, so the ground isn't even connected on this one. That was the one over there where the ground and neutral were switched around. This one, there is no ground. And that one's got our two right orange lights on. That is correct. So 1 out of 3 ain't bad. 1 good one out of 3 good ones, 3 bad ones. Quite an interesting setup over here. This is probably where a bed went, but we've got a light switch here, light switch there, light switch in the middle. So the middle one doesn't control anything. Each side controls the overhead lights, some of them. And this one controls the overhead lights on that side of the room. So there's 2 lights over there connected to that switch, 2 lights over here connected to that switch. What this one does in the middle, I have no idea. What a weird setup. Look at all the outlets they put in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 outlets. This is probably a 15 by 15 foot room, 12 by 15 foot room. It's way more than needed. Missing some screws on this air return, so the bedrooms have their own little air return, which is good, but you gotta screw that thing in there. Interesting enough, the next bedroom is set up almost the same way. We've got more outlets than I can even count. Then we have those 2 switches on each side of the bed. Only one of them controls the overhead light though. This one on the left side controls the fan. One on this side doesn't do anything. Huh. Well, that's kind of awkward. There's no privacy lock on this bathroom. Huh. It's a weird place to not have a privacy lock. And on top of it, it doesn't latch. Missing some grout at the hallway sink here. We want to make sure that that is sealed so anybody splashing up here, the water doesn't get down in behind there and cause any damage back behind the cabinet. I've heard of painting hinges before, but staining them? Come on. Check out how they put this HVAC duct in. Look at that. It's just like a cassette, and then they caulk the front of it, the grill on. It's not even screwed to that thing. It's just coming out of the floor. Yeah, it feels good. Probably dry your feet off pretty quick. Come on. It's terrible. And right above that, we're looking at these sinks that aren't that old. Look at that gap. Look how big that gap is. It's way too big for what it should be. Yeah, it's wide open in there. It's hard for me to zoom in, but yeah, I can get to it like that. Look how wide open that is. The whole side's about ready to fall down. There is an abundance of sinks. 3. And we're still on the outlets, even in the kitchen. Look at all these outlets that they put in. I don't understand. None of them are GFI protected. House was built in 1990, so we're right on the edge of being code at that time. Look at all these. You could plug in a football team could charge their phones in your kitchen. Even below the sink, we did not spare no expense. We put in 6-gang outlet underneath the sink as well. You can see the old water lines coming in that broke off down there. They're still using the left side, the hot, over to the dishwasher, but that handle is completely broken off that valve. And that one's starting to break, but the pipe is broken on the top of it. So we need some work done on this one just for safety. If your dishwasher starts leaking, there's no way to turn that dishwasher off right there because the valve's broken. So you'd have to turn off your main water. So it just makes a lot more sense to have a valve locally that you can shut off for the appliance right at the appliance instead of running out to your main water valve. So let's put a valve there. Haha, we're not done with outlets yet. Look at how many they have in the whole house. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I guess I talked to the listing agent and she said she recommended to the seller to replace all the outlets because the outlets looked old. And the seller said, okay. And then he went and bought them. He said, did you know there's 69 outlets in this house? He said it was an arm and a leg to fix them all or to change them all out, but at least they've been done. Now, as for the trim work, it's a little bit questionable. I don't know what's going on with the trim. Not a big fan of it. You've got some major gaps up at the top. Look how they just rounded these in. Beautiful craftsmanship. Oh, you can even see the nail holes. Beautiful. Oh, different material. But they didn't do this room like that. That room's completely different. No, it's the same shit. Oh, this must be like the bar area, the man cave that they advertised. Oh, look how many outlets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I don't think you need any extension cords in here. I'm just saying, it's a good thing. It's just a bit excessive. When the aerator goes out on your sink, this is what happens. It just blows everywhere. So you gotta get a new aerator up in there and replace that. That way the water will come out more evenly. This is what happens when you don't have a good aerator. It just sprays everywhere. It's a bit unusual. We're in a hall bathroom here, nothing but a sink and a toilet. There we have a rotating switch. So a dimmer switch on a ceiling fan. Not a good idea. Those fans are only supposed to be on and off. You shouldn't be turning that with a dimmer switch. There's no need for a dimmer switch here, just on and off, or a timer in. You put a timer in here. Makes a lot more sense. Oh look, a sliding glass door that doesn't lock. Tell me something that's new. No, unfortunately you can't put anything in front of an electrical panel like this. No, unfortunately you can't put anything in front of an electrical panel like this. You can't put anything that's going to limit anybody's ability to service this equipment, take the panel off, do anything like that. Now you look at all these funny fancy color breakers. These are Bryant breakers. These are known to trip or known to ground out, have some issues. So we like to see these at least examined by a professional electrician just to make sure that everything looks good. But we do have a 200 amp main. Got the dryer just switched off. Actually that was on. Jacuzzi's off. Okay. Anyway, looks like everything else is on the jacuzzi's been turned off. This panel is full. You see there's no more openings for anything in here. If they wanted to add anything in the future, which they probably have some power for, they'd have to put a sub panel down here underneath it on the outside somewhere to get more outlets, to get more switches, to get more breakers, circuits. Not too bad on the gas water heater. Got some shark bites on the TPR line, which isn't the end of the world, but not a huge fan of shark bites. Anyway, we've got a sediment trap. We've got a pan on the interior, which is great. We always love to see that. One thing we don't like about these flues is when they don't screw them in to the top of the water heater. You gotta have those screws in there just so something doesn't knock this. And now it burns for months on end and none of that is going up. So you gotta make sure that's secured and doesn't move. And while we're here, we might as well look at this tape. You can see that little indentation right there. That's a screw head going in to connect these. So they taped on top of the screws. If I don't see any screw heads on here, it's improper. You can't make these connections with just tape. You have to use the screw head. It's fine that you put tape over the screw head, but we specifically want to see those screw heads. A little bit of grout cracking going on right here in the hallway. This is a crawl space underneath here, so there could be some shifting floorboards underneath this. The subflooring might be shifting just a little bit, but you can see where the grout's starting to crack out. I want to take a look at this underneath. Now the garage passage door does not self-close on its own. It actually rubs on the floors. So it's telling me the floor probably has shifted a little bit since this was installed. Because it is supposed to self-close. We only have one self-closer on it though. Typically this will have two just to get enough power to slam these doors shut. But we only have one up here today. Wouldn't be a bad idea to replace that one and add an extra one on the bottom. That didn't do too bad. So we do have a crawl space today. We got a couple crawl space access panels right here to get into here. Speaker connections, it looks like. Water connections. Looks like a cold joint pour right there. Not a big deal. This is the inside of those windows. That's why those seals have probably blown out so much. It's a garage, so it gets really hot in here, and that's why we're seeing that rust. There's the crack on the outside pane. Okay. Multiple areas of termite treatment. So you've got one doesn't look as old, one that looks a little bit older. Probably had termites at some point. We can see where he wanted to put the speakers in, never got around to it. Unfortunately, you can't block that with wood or cardboard. You actually have to put some sheetrock or some fire barrier material on there. Fire barrier is a real thing, man. Look it up. Over down in the crawl space. It's always beautiful in these crawl spaces. This one actually isn't too bad. There's a vapor barrier down here, and in Arizona we usually don't see a vapor barrier. But still got some shit. So we're looking down this big air chase. Big duct going down the middle where everything branches off to the side. Look at all that staining going on. And all the rat shit. Look, they've been living down here. That's where they've been pooping and peeing. So yeah, not good. That is gross. That's pee stains likely from some animal. And there's its poop. More poop. All over the place poop. Poop all over. See, I don't know what kind of animals that is. Those small ones are rats, but that's getting a little bit bigger. Now you're trying to fight me. Anyway, let's get out of here. So this is your vapor barrier. This helps control the moisture from evaporating up through the ground into the house. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Does it have to be perfect? Well, it should be if you want to prevent moisture from causing problems to the underside of your house. Because look at all that wood up there. The more moisture you have down here, the more problems you're going to have with your subflooring. More areas of staining. You can see it all the way through there. That's just big brown stains where something's been living in here, and it's probably gonna bite me on my ass on the way out, whatever it is. All right, oh, get out of here. Got your air handler here, furnace. They said it was a heat pump. The listing said it was a heat pump. It's a pretty fancy furnace for a heat pump. GOETTL. Keep it cool, but it's hard to spell. Alright. Oh yeah. Look, rat poison. Wonderful. So, yeah, humidity. That's what'll happen when you get too much moisture down here. Humidity, mold, that black shit. Oh, look, another cold pour joint. Looks like they drilled out over there, and that goes down into the septic. Right on. Alright, let's get up in this attic access hatch. Oh, look. It's a Motel 6 attic. We'll leave the light on for you. Alright, let's get up here. Oh my gosh, it's hot. Super hot up here today. This is one hot attic. Alright, do some little shuffling around here. Oh. Obviously that fan ain't working right. Oh my god, it's hot. It's gotta be 170 up here. This is gonna be like a 5-minute inspection. Alright. Lots of blown in fiberglass. I don't know what's going on there. That doesn't look good. Huh. Our bathroom vents, all the electrical wiring. All right. Oh my god. This ain't gonna last very long, guys. It is so hot up here. Here's all your TV connections. All your TV wires, your attic ventilation, what little there is. Up there. Oh, they got a nice little runway in here, but looking at as many trusses as I can, making sure nothing's broken. Insulation level looks pretty awesome, actually, even though it's all over the place. This could be a little smoother. So this is what I wanted to see from the outside. The sheathing is bowing right here. I don't know if you can tell, but it's pushed up right there on this cord. Whoop. I don't see anything broken up here that would be... I think they left the light on because there's no switch. There's no switch for the lights. So, Motel 6. We'll leave the light on for you. Whew. And that's that. Attics are terrible. Attics in Arizona that have inadequate ventilation are just the worst. Get up there in an asphalt shingle roof on a 105-degree day. It's 160, 170 degrees easy. And then you have no air movement, so everything you sweat doesn't go anywhere. It just sits on you. The humidity is a little bit higher, so welcome to Arizona. It's kind of a harsh way to introduce you, but that's fine. You just limit the amount of time that you can be up there, but I'm glad I got down here. This property is awesome. Look at that view out your front door, your front window. All the beautiful plants. Fresh air, clean air, Brand new building out there. You got gutters. It's your little man cave. It's a cool house. Other than it having a lot of light switches and weirdly set up electrical outlets all over the place. Like the house. Boom, 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 boom. All these outlets. Look at all these outlets. Boom, 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 boom. It's insane. Smoke detectors gotta go. They gotta be replaced. These are dated. These are not good anymore. Smoke detector in the hallway was updated several years ago. But you need to get a smoke detector / carbon monoxide detector in here because this is the hallway. You've got a gas furnace on the other side of the house, so that needs to protect your bedrooms from any carbon monoxide coming this way. Hallway bathroom, master bath with the three sinks. 1, 2, 3. Shower. Bathtub access, or bathtub does not have an access panel. I guess this would be the primary bedroom. More lights on dimmer switches that shouldn't be on dimmer switches. Look at this, you turn it on and they're on full bright, and the more you turn the dimmer switch, the dimmer they go. It's kind of backwards. Anyway. All these lights around here, light switches, kind of unnecessary. Cool old door chime. And there's your main entrance. Coat closet coming in. Grand room off to the side, or out to the south. Now they did put some extra insulation up here. Looks like they put some closed cell foam or some rigid foam board up there to help insulate the south roof from that direct sun, which is good. The rollers on this door are shot. These windows are actually pretty functional, pretty good. Nothing crazy going on with them. Looking for any seal damage, don't really see anything. Air conditioning is doing a great job, but here we are back in the kitchen. We've got a few updates, a few fixes, a few repairs, a few things I would make a little bit safer at this property, but all in all, it's a cool, I would buy it just for the views. Look at the laundry room. That's your laundry room view. That's better than my front window view. I don't know if you guys can see it from down here, but there's that waviness going on at the sheathing. I don't like it. Why are there so many Family Dollars down here? We're a Dollar General. What is it, the dollar store or the Dollar General? Why are they so popular down here? Kind of beautiful out here. Look at all those cactuses. Cacti? Cactus? Cactuses? Oh, there's a lot of them.